Welcome to the most dangerous planet in the universe.
When director Dan Trachtenberg decided to take the Predator franchise in a bold new direction with Predator Badlands, he knew the setting would be just as important as the groundbreaking decision to make a YAUTJA the protagonist. The planet Genna, where majority of the movie will take place, is officially designated the Death Planet by the Predator species themselves, a hostile alien world where every breath could be your last, and even the vegetation wants you dead. For the young Predator outcast Dek, portrayed by Demetrius Schuster-Koloamatangi, Genna becomes the ultimate proving ground, a place where he must demonstrate his worth to a clan that has rejected him as the runt of the litter. This video explores everything officially revealed about planet Genna, from its deadly ecosystems and monstrous inhabitants to the Wayland Yutani presence that complicates Dek's quest, drawing from creator interviews, set reports, and official promotional materials. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The Death Planet. Genna's terrifying reputation. Planet Genna has earned its ominous nickname, the Death Planet, through sheer lethality. This designation isn't hyperbole or myth within YAUTJA culture. It's a stark reminder of the world's extreme environmental conditions and exceptionally dangerous wildlife, establishing Genna as one of the most formidable survival challenges known throughout the galaxy. According to producer Ben Rosenblatt, the story begins on YAUTJA Prime with Dek and his immediate family. But through a series of both exciting and tragic events, he's set off on a journey on a foreign planet, and that's where most of the film is taking place. After being banished by his father, possibly the white dreadlocked clan leader seen in the trailers, and losing his brother Quay, Dek steals his brother's ship and crash lands on Genna to hunt the legendary Kalisk, a creature even his father fears. The planet serves a similar purpose to the game Preserve Planet from Predators 2010, but Genna appears to be a natural death world rather than an artificial hunting preserve, with hostile plants and animals that have evolved in this environment over millennia.
And you've come to the most dangerous planet.
Geography, environment, and inspirations. While Genna exists in the distant future of the Predator universe, the farthest out that it's gone according to Rosenblatt, taking place after all previous Alien and Predator films, its physical representation was brought to life through New Zealand's diverse landscapes. Principal photography took place between June and September 2024, with locations including Rotorua in the Bay of Plenty, Te Kuiti in the Waitomo district, and South Head Peninsula in the Auckland region. Rotorua's geothermal activity, dense forests, and Hamarana Springs provided the lush, humid jungle environments seen throughout the trailers. The wilderness of New Zealand was specifically chosen to represent Genna's savage beauty, with these locations offering the variety needed to depict the planet's diverse biomes. Trachtenberg revealed that the setting of Conan the Barbarian served as a major inspiration for Genna. There's something in the Conan vibe that feels right for when we're digging into the culture, the director explained. He deliberately avoided making the film feel too Star Warsy or too Star Trek, instead aiming for a brutal, fantasy-tinged aesthetic that recalls Robert E. Howard's Savage Worlds. This creative direction manifests in Genna's presentation. It's not a sleek sci-fi planet, but a primordial, hostile wilderness where only the strong survive. The planet features dense, humid jungles rich with life, which makes sense given the YAUTJA's established preference for jungle environments in their Earth hunts. Trailers reveal mist-covered forests, suggesting a humid climate, and at least one scene shows Dek near an ocean or large body of water, confirming the presence of seas or rivers. The dominant topographical feature appears to be thick jungle filled with deadly plants and tentacle-like vines, creating a suffocating environment that demands different survival tactics than open terrain.
Where everything is trying to kill you.
The killer, Flora plants that hunt back. One of Genna's most terrifying aspects is that even the plant life poses mortal danger. Director Dan Trachtenberg and his team created a hostile ecosystem where Flora serves as an active threat rather than mere scenery. spiked poisonous plants. Throughout the trailers, we see plants covered with sharp spikes that secrete a potent purple poison. These aren't passive hazards. When DEK gets too close, they release this toxic substance as both defense and attack mechanism. The pervasive nature of these plants means that even seemingly benign elements of the environment can kill. Murder vines. Confirmed in set reports and visible in the trailers, Genna features aggressive vines that actively attack intruders. Trachtenberg described these as an onslaught of forest murder vines that DEK has to defend against, and they represent one of his first major challenges upon arriving on the planet. In the first released clip from the film, DEK fights these relentless plant creatures, which first disarm him of his combi stick before he resorts to his sword. These vines appear to have some form of predatory intelligence, capable of ensnaring and potentially killing their victims. Explosive spore pods. Perhaps the most insidious flora are the spore pods, spiky spherical growths scattered across the forest floor and clinging to tree trunks. At first glance, they appear harmless, but any movement or sonic vibration causes them to violently detonate, flinging out masses of black tendril-like filaments. These function as natural landmines, adding another layer of danger to simply moving through Genna's forests. Set reports confirm that the fight with the vines would be DEK's first challenge in the movie, establishing immediately that on Genna, even the vegetation is weaponized against intruders. Special effects legend Alec Gillis, whose history with Predator dates back to the 1987 original, worked to bring these deadly plants to life. Genna's animal life represents an even greater threat than its killer plants, featuring creatures that range from small but deadly to utterly colossal apex predators. The Kalisk, the unkillable apex predator. The primary creature DEK hunts, and the reason he chose Genna, is the Kalisk, described as the definitive apex predator and a creature that can't be killed. This massive four-legged behemoth appears to be a fusion of multiple terrifying elements. It has multiple rows of razor-sharp teeth, distinctive head tendrils reminiscent of a xenomorph queen, and a body covered in alien threats. Thea warns DEK, "You're after a creature that can't be killed," establishing the Kalisk as possessing unparalleled resilience. Trailer footage shows DEK slicing across its stomach with significant force, only for the creature to look back with what appears to be contempt rather than pain. This suggests not only incredible durability, possibly rapid regenerative abilities, or impervious armor, but also high intelligence. The Kalisk's sheer scale is staggering, moving in an ape-like fashion and standing as the largest creature seen in the trailers. Its design features massive mandibles and rows of teeth that seem endless, with those head tendrils moving with apparent purpose. This isn't just a monster, it's a creature that even DEK's father fears, making it the perfect test for a young predator trying to prove his worth. Squirt, the living shoulder cannon. One of the most creative aspects of Genna's ecosystem is how DEK adapts local creatures as weapons. Special effects expert Alec Gillis explained, "The lead predator has his equipment, but it is stripped away from him in the crash by the life forms that are on this planet. This forces DEK to improvise. He will be using Squirt, which has not been shown in the trailers yet, a snake-like creature that DEK coaxes and trains to sit on his shoulder." Gillis describes Squirt as having this ability to spit two chemicals that, when they combine in the air, become explosive and fiery. That's what got him nicknamed Squirt. The creature wraps its tail around DEK's arm, effectively functioning as an organic replacement for the classic Predator shoulder cannon. This represents remarkable adaptability on DEK's part, turning a native life form into a devastating weapon. Bud, the deadly companion. Separate from Squirt is another creature called Bud, described as DEK's little alien friend. Despite adorable-sounding names, neither creature was added for mere comic relief. Bud has primate-like characteristics and plays a significant role in the film. Stunt coordinator Jacob Tamuri revealed, "We had Bud running around, beating people up and jumping off things in wire-assisted rigs," confirming this diminutive creature is incredibly aggressive and capable of taking down full-grown synthetic soldiers. The giant, tentacled forest stalker. Trailers reveal a massive tentacled creature swinging through the forest canopy with surprising grace. This organism appears to be a cephalopod hybrid adapted for arboreal hunting, using numerous tentacles to navigate trees with calculated, purposeful movement that suggests active hunting behavior. Its semi-translucent body features mottled texture for camouflage among Genna's alien foliage. Some have noted similarities to the Teotellus from Alien Earth, raising questions about whether these creatures share an evolutionary family tree or were possibly bioengineered by the same source, given Weyland-Yutani's presence on both Genna and in the Alien Earth timeline. The elephant rhino shapeshifter. One of the most ingenious creature designs is what fans have dubbed the elephant rhino shapeshifter, a massive moss-covered behemoth that lumbers through Genna's jungle regions. Its broad, padded feet leave deep impressions, and plant-like growths on its back suggest a symbiotic relationship with local flora. What makes this creature particularly unsettling is the set of mandible-like appendages protruding from its trunk, fanning out in eerie parallel to classic predator facial mandibles. This anatomical mimicry might represent evolutionary adaptation under YAUTJA hunting pressure over generations, or possibly genetic material from ancient Weyland-Yutani experiments. When the creature rears in alarm, these appendages splay wide in a predatory display that's both intimidating and feeding functional. The Kaliskian Sky Reaper. The skies of Genna are equally deadly, dominated by a colossal flying predator dubbed the Sky Reaper. With a wingspan ranging from 15 to 20 meters and a body length up to 6 meters, this aerial apex predator is perfectly designed to counter advanced hunting technology. Its most terrifying feature is the oculus thermis, sophisticated thermal sensory pits along its beak and forehead that actively seek out thermal anomalies. This means Deck's active camouflage unit, which must vent and manage residual heat, creates a thermal signature the creature detects instantly, rendering his stealth technology completely useless. The Sky Reaper also possesses an aeroventricle system, internal air sacs that can generate a focused, disorienting subsonic roar to stun prey before the killing blow. The Weyland-Yutani factor. Genna isn't just a natural death world, it's also a site of corporate interest. The Weyland-Yutani Corporation has dispatched synthetic soldiers and researchers to the planet, officially marking Predator Badlands as a crossover between the Predator and Alien universes. However, Trachtenberg has been clear, there's no xenomorphy in this movie. The director explained to Empire magazine why the lack of xenomorphs actually makes the movie more exciting to him. We're not involving the Alien franchise just to smush the action figures together. There are great, organic story reasons for Weyland-Yutani to be in this film. According to Rosenblatt, this all takes place way in the future, after everything that we know from the universe of Alien and Weyland-Yutani and Predator versus Alien, all that stuff. This is the farthest out that it's gone. The mission is led by combat-oriented synthetics, with research synths like Thea and her partner Tessa observing the planet to harvest what they can from it and create all the terrifying things they do. Ella Fanning plays dual roles as both Thea and Tessa. Thea has been on Genna for some time before meeting Deck, having been seeing things she wouldn't normally see, absorbing all this new information and becoming very different from the other synths because she's broken too. She was sent with Tessa to collect specimens, including the Kalisk. Trailers show Weyland-Yutani facilities on Genna, industrial corridors, cargo crates, and advanced weaponry. Some fans speculate these might be origin facilities used to study creatures, similar to those in Alien's colonial marines. The massive battle between Deck and the Kalisk appears to take place amid the wreckage of such a facility. Abandoned Weyland-Yutani vehicles and the severed legs of an android are visible among the ruins. Thea's presence provides a crucial plot device. The film employs a universal translator that allows Deck speaking in a newly created YAUTJA language with subtitles to communicate with the English-speaking synthetics. The decision to include Weyland-Yutani stemmed from Trachtenberg's desire to give Deck an interesting, non-human sidekick that wouldn't take the thunder away from the Predator as protagonist, which then blossomed into other grander ideas. What happens on Genna? The story unfolds. Based on official trailers, set reports, and creator interviews, we can piece together the major events that occur on Planet Genna. The film begins on YAUTJA Prime, but after stealing his brother's ship, Dek crash lands in a pod on Genna. The trailer shows him roaring in frustration after the crash, a rare display of emotion for a predator. His equipment is scattered or destroyed by the local life forms, forcing him to improvise from the start. Dek's initial encounters are with Genna's hostile Flora, particularly the murder vines that disarm him and force him to adapt. These early challenges establish that he's now the prey rather than the predator, vulnerable in ways he's never experienced. At some point, Dek encounters Thea, a Weyland-Yutani synthetic who has been severed in half and stuck in a nest, waiting for rescue after being sent by Tessa to collect specimens. She's lost her legs during an initial encounter with the Kalisk. The two strike a deal. Thea will help Dek survive his journey if he helps her get her legs back. Producer Rosenblatt revealed this is why the film had the production code name Backpack. Thea spends much of the first half riding on Dek's back. Trachtenberg has compared their dynamic to Chewbacca and C-3PO the movie, but with a twist. Unlike C-3PO's nervous personality, the fun of Thea is that she is really unflappable. She is positive under any circumstance. Fanning described Thea as bringing more fun to the movie that I think perfectly balances out all of the intensity, noting that Trachtenberg grew up on action comedies and wanted to incorporate humour amidst the violence. Dek's primary mission is to hunt and kill the Kalisk to prove his worth. This involves tracking it across Genna's diverse terrain, encountering numerous other deadly creatures, and adapting native life forms like Squirt as weapons. The hunt represents not just a physical challenge, but an emotional journey. Dek must overcome his status as a runt and prove he's worthy of his clan's respect. Trailers show combat between Dek and Weyland-Yutani forces. Both Dek and the Corporation are after the Kalisk. He wants honor through the kill, while Weyland-Yutani wants to exploit the creature. At some point, Thea's legs return to her torso, and she and Dek attack the other synthetics as a duo. The final confrontation with the Kalisk appears to take place amid the ruins of a Weyland-Yutani facility. Trailers show Dek wielding a glowing red laser sword, which has multiple modes and was inspired by the Demon Hunter's Warglaive from World of Warcraft. Warcraft in what promises to be an epic showdown. Set reports confirm an intense spine-ripping scene, suggesting Dek ultimately succeeds in his hunt, though at what cost remains to be seen. The creators have been remarkably open about their vision for Genna and the film. Dan Trachtenberg emphasized the planet's role in inverting franchise expectations. We have never truly seen the predator tracking prey on a planet where every element from vegetation to wildlife poses a lethal threat. He essentially embodies the Dutch character of this story. He wanted to create a big, crazy swing rather than just another recyclable redo, telling fans, if you want the same old Predator experience, you can hit play on Predator or Prey. The director revealed he was inspired by Shadow of the Colossus, particularly wanting to see the Predator with someone else, this character who's the opposite of him. He also cited Jaws as influencing the film's tonal variety. When it's scary, it's fucking terrifying. When it's funny, it's hilarious. When there's drama, it's incredibly sincere. Regarding Genna specifically, Trachtenberg confirmed the movie starts on YAUTJA Prime, but we do get just a nibble of YAUTJA culture, because I was not at all interested in telling the story of the senatorial disagreements between trade alliances of the different YAUTJA tribes. So the movie is still very much an aggressive, vertical gauntlet. Ben Rosenblatt explained why they chose this direction over a Prey 2. Dan was really set on, how do we do the next thing and not make it expected? He emphasized that Badlands isn't a traditional Alien vs Predator film. It's not an Alien vs Predator movie, so there will not be a xenomorph. Ella Fanning teased her character's time on Genna. Thea has been on Genna a while, seeing things she wouldn't normally see. She's absorbing all this new information, and she's broken too, so she's become very different from the other synths. She called working on the film a big challenge, in a very different character and world than I've ever done before. When Predator Badlands releases on November 7th, 2025, audiences will finally experience Planet Genna in all its deadly glory. A death world that may redefine what it means to be the ultimate predator in a hostile universe. This brings us to the end of this video, and if you like what you have seen here, drop a subs for us and we will catch you in the next one.